Zoe. How are you today?
I'm okay, I guess.
Just okay? Why?
Well, I know Christmas is wrong and we shouldn't celebrate it, and I don't want to, but sometimes I don't think it's fair that kids get all the presents they get.
Oh, man, you know, I feel your pain. It's hard sometimes to do what's right when others seem to get to do whatever they want. You know, Asa felt the same way that you do, and he's the Bible writer of Psalm 73, and that's the chapter our number 2 talk comes from this evening. Why don't we take a look at how he felt? Let's look at Psalm 73, 3 through 5, and I'll read that for us, okay? It says, "For I became envious of the boasters when I would see the very peace of wicked people. For they have no deathly pains, and their paunch is fat. They are not even in the trouble of mortal man, and they are not plagued the same as other men." So, what do you think of how Asa felt?
That's how I feel about Christmas presents. I know it's wrong to celebrate Christmas, but they seem so happy.
Yeah, you know, it's not always the easiest time of year to stay focused on the good things that we get from serving Jehovah. Look what it says in Psalm 73 and verse 17. It says, "Until I proceeded to come into the grand sanctuary of God, I wanted to discern their future." So Asaph continued to feel that way for a long time. You know, I have an idea. We can see what actually helped Asaph to deal with these feelings if we take a look at the information for the number 2 talk. It's in that same chapter, and the number 2 talk is talking about how we show that Jehovah is our sovereign Lord. So in 73:28, it's the scripture that we can take a look at to see what Asaph did to help make himself feel better when he felt jealous of bad people in his day. And I think that if we break that scripture up, we can find a way to make you feel a little bit better about those pesky Christmas presents, and it will help us to show Jehovah that he's our sovereign Lord. How's that sound?
Okay, we can try it.
Good. Okay, so first we want to make sure we know exactly what we're looking for. Now when we read the scripture, we want to find out how we can show that Jehovah is our sovereign. What do you think that means?
That we should always listen to him?
Exactly. And he deserves all authority. He has the right to rule over us. So why don't we read that scripture for the talk tonight, and it'll help us to see how we can show that we listen to him and that he's our sovereign Lord. Can you read that for us? It's Psalm 73, and read verse 28.
Okay. "But as for me, the drawing near to God is good for me. The sovereign Lord Jehovah I have placed my refuge to declare all your works."
Thank you. Now let me ask you, Zoe, what do you think Asaph meant when he said the drawing near to God?
He probably meant studying about him and being his friend.
Yep. Now that next sentence, it says, "In the sovereign Lord I have placed my refuge." How do you think that Jehovah protects us?
I know that following Jehovah's rules are better for us than following Satan's rules.
I definitely agree with you. It is guaranteed to work out better for us if we follow Jehovah's laws. Now what about the last sentence in the scripture? It says to declare all your works. How do you think we do that?
Preaching,
Exactly. Okay, so what are 3 things we can learn from the scripture that show that we consider Jehovah to be our sovereign Lord?
to learn about him, follow his rules, and preach about him to others.
Bingo. Okay, so how do you think that showing that Jehovah was a sovereign helped Asaph?
He was too busy doing things for Jehovah to worry about what other people were doing.
Yep, exactly. Associating regularly with others that serve Jehovah helps all of us to see the blessings that Jehovah gives us. Now, does this give you an idea of how you can cope with the Christmas time blues?
Yeah, going to the meetings and in service will help me not think about presents. Instead, I'll think about Jehovah.
Wonderful. You know, when we focus on Jehovah in our preaching and meeting attendance, we show that Jehovah means more to us than any present or holiday ever could. And we show that he's our sovereign Lord above all else. And doesn't it feel good to know that Jehovah's pleased with us?
That's better than a Christmas present.
It sure is. You know, it looks like a meeting's about to start. So why don't we see what the sisters teach us about how we show that Jehovah's our sovereign Lord when they give their talk? And listen carefully, because I'm going to quiz you afterwards.